larger. Come get inspired, larger. Just like a star, larger. Here we're all equal, larger. Just make you fall, larger. Get the legs out, larger. Come have some fun, larger. He's the one, larger. You know where to come. Grand Rising. Hey, I need to use this song to work out. That I love my new intro you got. Oh my gosh. That's too many times. Let me set it up. Hey. Thanks for coming through, Curvy Crew. Thanks for coming through. Let's see. We have Paige Bartholomew. I love the name Bartholomew. That is a good classic name. Doesn't that just feel good to say Bartholomew? Like that's like a good Malachi. That's a good old name. Ezekiel. Yes, and Bartholomew. I love it. I love it. Thanks for coming through. We're talking about Married to Medicine, the best show on Bravo, which was tainted by the Esquire. They should have left it all medicine related and left the Esquires, because you know Esquires love to lie. Esquires, attorneys, they literally get paid to be a liar face, okay? So, she could have stayed someplace else with that, but we're going to talk about it. And because tomorrow is the first episode of my favorite show on Bravo, Married to Medicine. Q is in the house. Are you feeling better today, Q? I certainly hope so. Thanks for popping in. Grand Rising. Oh, your mom's doing better? Excellent. Excellent. I love it. I love the moms doing better. Moms are awesome. Shout out to all the moms in the world for birthing us and giving us a chance to breathe, right? You know, well, God did it, but then our mothers were the portal. So yeah, you got to respect your moms. And I don't know why women get the short end of the freaking stick all the time. Why are we always on the short end of the stick? Like we literally give the people who disrespect us life. We literally give life to these nutsacks that turn around and disrespect us. Like it's so crazy. Bite the hand that feeds you much. Bite the hand that feeds you much. Yes. You need to respect women, respect all women. All women. If it wasn't for a woman, you wouldn't even be here, bro. We wouldn't even be here. God didn't create a womb inside of a man. No, he did not. There is one portal for life to come through up in here. Okay? And that's the woman. Therefore, we need to be respected, even among each other, I'm feeling, because Phaedra was not respecting the good doctors who were way on her level. I said it. I said it. So what are you guys' thoughts on Married to Medicine this season? I thought it went really well. Look, I don't know what's up with YouTube, but I don't know what's up with YouTube, but people haven't been getting their notifications and whatnot. But I am off schedule because there aren't that many good shows on. So I'd be doing my own thing, but I do come live often. So I'm at least sticking to my 3 times a week at least. So I was thinking that YouTube might want to play with the sister, you know? But if they don't feel like playing, it's okay. It is okay. Ooh, I'd be running hot and cold and hot and cold. I got a new little nightgown from Amazon. That's where I get all my cute little nightgowns. They only be $9 on Amazon, you guys. Still, even right now, post vid, I used to be able to pick up a cute little nightgown for $9 before the demic. And then after the demic, during the demic, they had shot up, like 25. I caught some on sale the other day for $9, a little satin one and a little cotton one. So cute and comfy. You guys should go check them out. It's not a paid promotion. It's just some business. Let's see. Can we get that off? There. Okay, that's better. So, you guys, Married to Medicine, the best show on Bravo, in my humble opinion. But why do I say that? Because it's a show that focuses on, well, its intention was to focus on the excellence of Black doctors and of the Black family unit. And I was really appreciating the road they traveled, because it also was, not only are they doctors and excellent, and they used to do a lot of community stuff at first, but ever since the vid, they haven't done a lot of like medical drives and stuff. But before that, we would get like one a season. And then even during the vid, they went out and did vaccines and all kind of stuff and shots and healthcare stuff, remember? And so, um, and then they went from that to, then they had the Met Gala. Now, this first season they had the Met Gala. Did we or did we not get a philanthropic type of medical drive? I'm not sure, but this season we did the Met Gala, and then the medical drive was Contessa's diabetes thing. But that was more her thing, because she ended up kicking Dr. Heavenly out. And usually at these medical things, they are there for the community, so they put stuff aside. But that was specifically for Dr. Contessa's event for her medical ambassadorship to the Diabetes Foundation. She has some really good information. I'm going to drop a video later of Contessa doing her doctor thing. You know, and she's not beating a dead horse with Dr. Heavenly. She's very interesting and very, very knowledgeable in her field, and very passionate about it. And I love the way she communicates about it. I just don't appreciate how she pulls out a horse every 5 seconds, and she pulls out a horse carcass talking about, did you say my husband abuses me? And it's like, how many times do you need to get your ears checked, bitch? I said yes. The answer didn't change. You guys showed us. I'm still your friend. You think I'm not. So now we not. Keep it moving. Let's get this money. Like, it's not that hard, Contessa. But when you don't want to talk about what you're on the show to talk about, which is your relationship and how you guys have found your way back to each other and how things are much better now, and everything we saw 3 years ago, there's nothing to see here now, because you guys have total resolution and you've worked everything out and you went to extensive counseling, and now you and Scott are a united front, and he's not calling bitches in his phone girlfriends in front of your little kids anymore, and he's not going to a therapist you know nothing about, and he's not bum rushing the stage, and he's not telling you you're useless and nobody gonna want you with these kids, and it's not volatile anymore. You could have came back and showed us all of that shit, Contessa. Oh, yeah, did I say good morning to my Curvies? Grand Rising Curvies. Thanks for coming through. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring the bell so you know when I go live. And then if you think you already rung the bell, you might want to check it and make sure it's still rung, because there's a little gremlin, a gremlin in the machine, a ghost in the machine, or a gremlin. I'm not sure. But he goes around to various accounts that you currently subscribe to with your bell rung, and he just unrings the bell, lives inside the computer waves, and just goes around unringing the bell all over your subscriptions. So, just to make sure that Box Troll didn't make it to your subscriptions, you might want to go check and make sure your bell is still rung so you can know when I come live over here. Back to my rant. Okay? So, Contessa. I will be dropping a video later about Contessa and insulin. You guys, insulin. Man, wow. I got to be the age that I am, that I now am choosing a different age, cuz as far as birthdays go, the people that don't celebrate birthdays, did you notice how they don't age, because they're not doing a counter on their life? So, while I respect the portal entry, it's not something that you have to put a number to and add a number to every year. You can acknowledge your birthday and move on, but you don't have to accept another calendar year of aging on your vibration. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, you can try it if you want to. I'm trying it. And I know I look younger. I look already younger just since January, just since I've been claiming that I'm younger. I look younger, but I already looked young. People can't really tell how old I am until I tell them. But then again, some things are happening that I'm like, ooh, that looks that age. But I'm not going to tell you exactly what. Like, wouldn't you guys have liked it if Contessa would have came back and had one meeting with Heavenly where they hash it out one time out of 15 episodes? You hash it out one time, and then there's no horse carcasses and there's no freaking flies popping out of her purse or anything. It should have been a resolution conversation one time. She asked the question one time, Heavenly say yes one time, Heavenly explain again why she said it. Contessa listen with open ears and accept her accountability and responsibility in the situation. The same way y'all wanted Karen Huger to accept her responsibility and accountability for an active court case and say what she did wrong so that we can move on, is what you guys need to be expecting from Contessa. But what do I get instead? I get a whole lot of people who think Contessa is right as rain. Contessa is right as rain. Let the people tell it. And no, that bitch isn't. She's carrying on to some stuff. We don't even know really how her kids are doing this season. And I think they grew up because on her social media, she be promoting her daughter the way Dr. Heavenly be promoting Alora. Okay? But we didn't even really see the Metcalf kids. I was getting ready to call them the Scotts because I love Mary Townsville. But we didn't even see the Metcalf's kids really this season. And that would have been something interesting to see. The only time we really saw her and Scott is if she was talking about Heavenly. We didn't see any growth in their relationship either. How are you going to come back 3 years later, be in the same place mentally with your nemesis slash used to be bestie, and not be willing to share where you and your husband are, but always just want to pull out a dead horse through the fucking reunion? I bet she's going to do it again at the reunion. She's going to do it again at the reunion. And then can we move on, Contessa? Please, pretty please, can we move on after that? Because you are like an anchor on the show. You and your little friend PhaePhae. Oh, and the little gremlin freaking, the green mint green dress, sweet and sour. Oh, that was a bad alliance. That was bad. You guys got left high and dry. So, what else are we going to talk about? So you might see this thumbnail right here. You see this beautiful thumbnail that I created? You see this? You see the core five. Ah, and they have walked through the fire to empty the trash. Well, I put her in a recycling bin. Old Faye and her bag and her lies and her snake ways. I put her in a trash bin, but it could also symbolize a dumpster fire, which is a metaphor for what I feel like Phaedra's time on the Married to Medicine was: a dumpster fire. A dumpster fire of lies and snake shit from Snaky McSnakerson herself, Miss Fraudra PhaePhae. Fraudra Faye. Oh, yeah, you guys, let me say this. Everything I say is entertainment purposes and allegedly, and in my opinion. But first, it's allegedly, okay? First, it's allegedly, and second, it's entertainment purposes, okay? And I want you guys to not fret or worry. I'm not like, I know this is reality TV. I'm not invested in this beyond the TV. I got a whole life, husband, kids, family. We do shit, okay? As far as this show goes, I know that my passion comes across and people be like, calm down, it's only a show. Yeah, I know. You might be talking to yourself though, because I'm good. Okay? Anyway, so Fraudra, PhaePhae, liar, snake, Miss Snakerson, is in her little dumpster fire being recycled through the Bravo chain so she can go run amok at the show she left a liar. And she's going to return to that show a liar because we're going to listen to what she said about the core five And I'm like, lies detected, projection horror much? Oh my gosh. You guys know what a projection horror is, don't you? A projection horror is a person that projects what they're doing onto you as a way to escape accountability and responsibility for their personal interactions within the situation. So if they're a known liar, they're like, oh my God, I'm in a room full of liars. Cough, cough, Phaedra. If they're a known fraudster, then they're like, oh my God, I'm in a room full of fraudsters. Cough, cough, Phaedra. And the same thing can be said for how she left the shows. There's an interview rolling around talking about the women on Married to Medicine are trash. Really, bitch? That sounded like a lot of fake news. That's a lot of fake news. That is fake news and a projection because you're the only trash leaving the show. Just you did never feel in place over there because everybody had what you had and more. And so you were out of place because you like to try to be the shiniest, the prettiest, the most smoke and mirrors in the room. But these ladies could see clearly through all the smoke and mirrors. They asked you a question and you did a smirk and they were like, what's wrong with this bitch? She can't talk. They asked to get to know you and you get all defensive. And then they're like, what's wrong? We're on a reality show. But everything we ask you is an offense and a setup. And then for you to claim that they don't like you, projection whore, you did not do anything likable towards these women. You literally came in here and tried to divide and conquer the core five. You literally came in and tried to divide and conquer the core five. You're the freaking Snaky McSnakerson. Trash box. Okay? Who didn't want to be around them. And so now you project that they don't like you, so you only want to be where you're liked. No, you only want to be where you're worshiped, bitch, but you're not God. And these ladies believe in a higher power, and it's not Fraudra Parks. Okay? It's not. Now, you guys may or may not know that your girl LRGA Curves has a whole Reddit thread over this Married to Medicine stuff. The people are hot. The people are hot that I'm a dedicated loyalist. Okay? Yeah. And they're mad that I'm a dedicated loyalist to darn Dr. Heavenly. They be getting mad, but they can stay mad because we all get our fans for a reason, right? I usually have my fan because mama runs hot. Let's see what some of these comments are saying. Thanks for coming through. Where were we? You love my lives, right on, Paige. Thanks for coming through. Q and DJ, grandma is cancer free. Yay! So I'm happy for me to feel like that. Oh darn, you have the flu and your allergies are kicking your butt, right? Well, we're praying for your total um relief. I refuse to take the flu shot because, in my opinion, it's poison and you get sick faster. I agree. Let your body do what bodies do. God made a magnificent machine in these bodies. Our freaking flora systems can usually, and our white blood cells can undo a lot of stuff if we just let it without interfering with petroleum based medicines from the doctor. Yep. I hear like a lot of times for the flu, a lot of diseases, if you get a good dose of like vitamin D, get some vitamin D on your back when you have a cough, like put your your back to the sunshine and let it get in there and it helps the cough. Did you know that? So yeah, natural is better. California cuties in the house. Girl, I was over at your house yesterday. Didn't you did something. You did Married to Medicine, I think, yesterday, or Real Housewives of Atlanta. Anyway, you guys, can you drop California cuties link to her channel, please? And because she has great content. Love her. She's growing her YouTube channel. She works hard for us, honey. Yes. Right on. Thanks for coming through. Hit the like button. Marla Gibbs said she stopped at 35 and she's like 85. Exactly. Love Marla Gibbs. Actually, I think Marla Gibbs is more like the Black Betty White. I'm thinking Marla Gibbs might be, look, I was going to look on my phone, but I'm on it. I think Marla Gibbs might be almost in her 90s. I think she's over 85. I think for some reason she's like close to Betty White age. I don't know why, because I see memes about that. Um, stars explode when they die, so the sun could just explode at any time. You know what? But somebody on IG released a video this morning about a theory that, so did you guys hear the big discovery underneath the pyramids in Egypt are like pylons, energy coils that go into the earth so deep. It's like, how did they even freaking get there? Unless this is a superstructure. What type of inhabitants would have built something that goes so far underneath the pyramids that if you stacked 100 pyramids on top of each other is how deep the hole goes with these spiral energy conductors. And then they were able to uncover some tombs, some chambers in there too. So they're saying that's an energy source. So then this guy on Instagram this morning was talking about, somebody said that the moon blocked out the sun and it was a solar eclipse. But the way that it happened wasn't how traditional eclipses happen. It was more like a glitch, like it was like a light was going like that, like coming on and going like flickering, like a light was flickering like that and then just went off. So his theory is that the sun is a superstructure, the moon is a superstructure, and that they're both going out. I don't know. It could happen. I don't know. But yeah, it could happen. That's why you got to just live your best life page. Living your best life, doing what makes your heart sing, because at any time it could be your time and you don't want to live an unfulfilled life. Tell the people you love and who you love so they're not wondering if you loved them if something did happen, you know? Allie from Miami's in the house. Thanks for coming through. Phaedra begs to be on the show, and then she called the show trash. Thank you from Allie from Miami. She begs to be places and then uses it and then disparages it. I've been telling you guys the whole season Fraudra's modus operandi or MO. Her modus operandi since she got kicked off of the Real Housewives of Atlanta for lying on Phaedra, for lying on Portia, Todd, and Candy, saying that they wanted to drug Portia and then have their way with her. Okay. And then the people say she got benched for 5 years, right? In the meantime, though, and where she went and begged the people on Real Housewives of Dubai to be over there, remember? She called Caroline Brooks and met with Caroline Brooks and Chanel Ayan and then propositioned them about having her visit them on the show. And they made it happen. And the ratings did not increase with Phaedra over there either. Nobody gives a fuck, Phaedra. I don't know. You know how like sometimes whatever the oomph was, the it that you had, people don't care after a lot of bullshit, right? So all the lies she left on, all the confusion, and then her going on the mute challenge and never having to answer for it or clean it up at all on shows about resolution and working through it and getting to the other side is very, I don't know who she did a blowjob on at Bravo or NBC or what, but she's the only bitch in Bravo history to be able to do what she's doing. You leave a show lying on not only your co-stars, three co-stars, because Todd, Portia, and Candy she lied on. Then she lied on Carlos King. Allegedly, she said Carlos King told her. Remember? Never answered for it. Never took accountability. Never said she was sorry. Never nothing. Just left Beyonce's mute challenge. She got over here and never got even asked about it. Okay. And so like I was saying, she asked Caroline Brooks and Chanel Ayan in Dubai, can she come on? They said yes. They let her on. And then the next time we see her, she got invited to Ultimate Girls Trip. After being invited on Real Housewives of Dubai, it kind of opened her back up on Bravo. So she went on Real Housewives of Dubai, didn't really help. She don't add much except for smirks and fabulous wigs and tight outfits, right? So, but she appeared. And then she did Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip right after that. And then she was on a little hiatus again. In the meantime, she's working Quad and came on to Married to Medicine as Quad's friend, and then dropped Quad the first season she was on and turned her back on Quad, and along with everybody else. Except for Dr. Heavenly came back around. Of course, Dr. Heavenly is actually the most self-aware one, and I don't know why she gets the biggest problems. I mean, there's a lot to be said for a person who takes in what they perceive after an action and then adjust accordingly to move on to be a more evolved human in the world and to try to interact with other people in a more compassionate way, even though you say your mama a lot. But she's like one of her and Quad, the only ones over there apologizing. Toya doesn't apologize. Simone doesn't apologize. And we know that Jackie can give a half-ass apology and get away with it. So, and I love them all. But why is the two over here always the apologies? I'm not sure. But so then she went on to BravoCon. Then she started getting invited to BravoCons. Fraudra. So Dubai, Ultimate Girls Trip, BravoCon. She gets to BravoCon and they say, "Oh, Phaedra, what's the least relevant housewife?" And she starts talking about the bitches in Dubai who revived her career. They revived her career by allowing her fraudulent ass to come over to their show. And it didn't help because after, didn't she go on and then it got put on hiatus anyway? I think she went on and then it got a long break after that anyway. Didn't it? Something happened over there. But so then she gets to BravoCon and they're asking questions at BravoCon, and you know all eyes are on BravoCon. And she starts talking trash about Chanel Ayan and Caroline Brooks, specifically the same two Black women who went to bat for her to get her on their platform. Right? I was like, what? That's not cool. That's not cool. And simultaneously, when she was being interviewed for getting onto the Real Housewives of Dubai, she did an interview. And when people found out, they were like, "Oh, Phaedra, Fraudra, are you do you see yourself returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta anytime soon?" And Candy was still on the show at that time. And she's like, "Oh, you mean the Real Housewives of the Titanic? No, I'm not going to that sinking ship." So ever since she's coming back, I'm calling it the Real Housewives of Titanic because, hey, you called it, and now you're returning. I don't know. So how is it that Phaedra? I mean, unless she gives great blowjobs, I'm just being snarky, but I'm like, where she knows where the bodies are buried or something. Because how do you just get to go around disparaging the show? Like, didn't Nene used to get in trouble when people thought she was disparaging the show? Didn't they used to get Nene in all kinds of trouble if they thought she was disparaging the show on her YouTube or saying things in interviews? And nobody would stand for it. So I'm not sure why we stand for it from a known freaking liar. This is just lunacy to me, except for it's very indicative of the world we live in. I mean, we're totally living in an upside down world. Somebody in the chat mentioned Stranger Things. And yeah, we're in the upside down right now. When this lady can go around leaving a liar, lying on producers, then besmirching the name of the show she gets on, calling the old show the Titanic, saying the show she just left is the most irrelevant, begs to get on with Quad, and then tries to get Quad kicked off her own show after the Napa thing. Phaedra, in her spare time between season 10 and 11, which we just finished, Phaedra Parks, in her spare time, went to HR against this goddess right here to try to get her fired from Married to Medicine so that she could replace her with her lies and snake shit. Okay? Are you guys paying attention? Does that change anything for you, or you still think Phaedra's the bee's knees? You guys need the whole context. Context is everything. That's some shady shit. And it's not lost on me that Andy Cohen even calls out Lisa Rinna, who's been off of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills now for about 2-3 seasons. She said she was trying to pull a Phaedra, and she said, oh, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is the Real Housewives of the Titanic. She took Phaedra's words word for word. I don't have any clips of Andy Cohen chiming in when Phaedra Parks called Real Housewives of Atlanta the Titanic. I don't have any clips of him chiming in. But within the last month or so, Lisa Rinna called it the Real Housewives of the Titanic, and Andy Cohen brought it up on his Andy show and had words for Lisa Rinna. Like, why are you trashing the show kind of words. So why does she get to go around calling the show the Titanic, saying the show on the Dubais are trash, not trash, but least relevant, and then coming over here trying to get Quad fired, okay, and then getting mad at Heavenly because Heavenly was like, not today, Satan, I'll film with her, and then starting a smear campaign on Quad and Heavenly. In my opinion, the smear campaign on Quad and Heavily is evident by these random YouTube channels that seem bottish with this mean girl narrative all of a sudden for when she's the meanest bitch around. Did you guys, there's a clip rolling around about the time she disparaged Shamia and implied Shamia was gay with Candy. And there's a clip of her lying on freaking Portia. There's clips of her lies, just lies and lies. And don't forget her interaction with her own husband at the time. It was so much confusion and lies. We never got a straight answer. To this day, people think he went and served time to cover her tracks too. And the book that the other lady wrote tells on her that she was involved with everything that Apollo did. And just like she told Heavenly this season, she knows everything Apollo does. She knew it back then too. And then she was going to let him rot in jail and never see his sons, who she didn't even know when she got pregnant with him. This is the snake. This is the liar. And I have no idea how she keeps getting recycled over at Bravo, except for my other theory about Bravo is they love a con and a liar. They love a good snake one. They love it. The more confusion, the devil is the author of lies and confusion, and they love it. It must be great for marketing. Because you get a real one and you're talking and you ask Heavenly all kind of stupid questions. Oh, Heavenly, you said this one time, but this bitch has said a lot of shit several times. And where's, oh, Phaedra, you did this. They tell this one, oh, you're a mess on social media. She's a mess in real life and in every place else in all her interviews. And then she got on Dances with the Stars while she was still in contract with the Core Five and gets an interview about, oh, what do you think you added to the show? And she's like, oh, I revived the show. We looked up narcissistic personality disorder, and there's a grandiose that happens in a narcissistic personality disorder where they are just so grand in their mind. And so she thinks she revived the best show on Bravo when the numbers don't add up, darling. The numbers don't add up. You didn't revive nothing but your lying snake ways. It's just so interesting that people back a known snake bitch over the core five, who all these ladies did was welcome her in with open arms. She didn't even get the usual razzmatazz that they claim other noobs get on this platform. She didn't even get that. They welcomed her with open arms and acquiesced to her as a veteran on this type of platform. When actually, if you really look at it, these women are the veterans. They've been on reality TV for 10 years, now 11. No, for 10 years, these five have been on for 10 years. Solid, nonstop, no breaks, no intermissions. She got benched. She got benched. She got fired. She's not a vet as much as they are. She's not 10 years solid on the game. She's 10 years sporadic, chopped up, cut up. She did like what, 6 seasons on Real Housewives of Atlanta before her lies caught up to her. And then she got benched for 5 years, right? And now she's been on a rotation for a couple of years. So now she's getting to the 10 years of being on Bravo, but it hasn't been a solid 10 years like the core five. That's why she mad. She jealous. Everybody says they jealous. People have the nerve to say these wonderful ladies are jealous of a snake liar who brought nothing but fabulous wigs and smirks. But that says a lot about the people who's co-sign and check for this, in my humble opinion. It would say a lot more about me if I was co-signing with a Snaky McSnakerson, Fakey McFuckerson, liar face like Fraudra Parks. Everything she has so many live clips from her time even on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It wasn't just the Candy lie. It's the Shamia lie and the Candy lie and the lie about Apollo and the other lie, right? It's just all types of deception. But she's a good Christian woman. But then these women opened her their arms and welcomed her to their platform, only for this bitch to call it trash and leave it burning. Are you guys seeing her pattern fucking power? She's anti-Black woman. You know those stories about Black women who want to be the only one there? That's Fraudra Parks, in my opinion. Because how does she only disparage the Black show? She doesn't say nothing bad about Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. And I think she might still have Dorinda on as an ass helmet. That's a white lady with blonde hair and blue eyes. She hasn't said nothing disparaging about none of the white ladies that she's worked with on Bravo. Nothing. Not one disparaging comment about none of the white ladies she works with, but she'll lie on a Black lady, try to get a Black lady fired, and try to plot on another Black lady, and then call the rest of them bitches and trash if you're Black. But if you're white, Fraudra loves you. She's never... Somebody give me a clip of her saying anything bad about any of her white Bravo celebrity side parts. Somebody give me a clip. There is not one. Because she only disparages other Black goddesses who are either on her level, about to be on her level, or above her level. If you're currently working, then you're a non-factor. If you're working with her, then you're trying to drug and rape people. If you're not working with her, then you're the Titanic. And then when the people who you tried to get fired and didn't open up to call you on your bullshit, then they're trash and they don't like you. That's another part of narcissistic personality disorder that we looked up is gaslighting and then ghosting, triangulation. She's displayed all of those same traits on the cast here at Married to Medicine. Ghosting, she left in the middle of the night after lies, right? Made herself unavailable, emotionally cut herself off so that they couldn't get it straight after she left them high and dry. But it was after her plotting and bullshit. Let me get to the clip, you guys, because people don't want to believe me. I told you guys from the jump that Dr. Heavenly's been telling us in her Patreons and on her YouTube channel that Fraudra Parks knew that Apollo wanted to film. Fraudra Parks knew that Apollo was coming on the trip. Fraudra Parks knew all of this stuff and still is painting it like she's a victim, an unwitting, like who's that little girl that walked through the woods? Robin Hood. No. Little Red Robin Hood. Was that her name? You know who I'm talking about. The little girl who was walking through the forest. Just so innocent. And these mean wolves came and got me. I need Andy to be more upset about the way she talks about the shows on the platform. When have you ever seen a Bravo celebrity get to disparage not only the network and the shows on it, and then just get to keep going around to all the shows? That's why I did another video earlier this season, about how I feel like she's planted up by Bravo, or else how else does she keep going around the shows, and then the shows ultimately end up canceled? She went over to Dubai on pause. She went over to Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip on pause. Now they better not get on pause because of this bitch, but she's trying it. She's trying it. Let's see what these comments are saying while I get this video ready. Yep, she begs to be on the show. I don't know when they're releasing Stranger Things. Yeah, all right. Yeah, thanks for dropping the link to become a member. Yeah, support us. You didn't know that. Wow. 93, Marla. Yep, California Cuties link. I don't want a cast shakeup. I just want this bitch gone. I want this bitch gone, and we can get rid of her other people in her alliance. If they're not going to come and play nice the way the people on this show usually do, if they're not going to move on and dish it as well as they can take it, then they can all kick rocks with them. But nobody's getting the point yet that you try a reboot and a hiatus, it doesn't work. Look at the mess they created over on Real Housewives of New York. And now look at the mess they're creating on Real Housewives of the Titanic. You take a hiatus and reboot the show, and it doesn't work out. We are kind of like, we like things the way we like them, you guys. Why would you switch up an ensemble cast after 10 glorious years? The only problem was inserting this bitch for the last 2 years, and now we have all kind of more confusion. That's the problem. And now that she's gone, we can get back to business. Rotate in a couple of new girls, rotate them out, keep the core 5, rotate them in. If they can hang, they can hang. If they can't hang, they can't hang. Reboot for what? It's the best show on Bravo. As soon as the liar snake is gone, the devil, the real devil, she spent the season projecting her devil ways, plotting devil ways. She spent the season calling her the devil's mistress, devil's wife, devil's daughter, blah, blah, blah. And now they're all demons. You're the fucking demon. You, bitch. The only demon on set was ever you. And your pet snake and your Louis Vuitton full of lies. Oh, they're trash. They don't like me. No, we don't need a cash shakeup. The cash shakeup is already shook. Get this bitch off and let's get back to greatness. Now, Dubai, my theory on Dubai is that because it's in Africa and Al Balan and what they want to call Northern Africa, but the UAE, but it's in Al Balan, and with what the Blue Stars are doing over in Jesus's home country of Palestine, because you know Jesus was a Palestinian, yeah. So in their home country of Palestine, and all the women on that cast, except for I think the one Stanberry from London, have strong ties to and support the Palestinians. And I kind of feel like it's a political move, in addition to things being kind of like hot right now, where, you know, in the unrest over in that region, it might be difficult to fly people in or something. I'm not sure. But I feel like it really has everything to do with Free Palestine and from the river to the sea. Yes. So maybe we might get it back, but I'm not sure if it'll be during this tumultuous time while that territory is occupied. Okay. Yeah. So I hope it does. I love Caroline Brooks. I love Chanel Ayan. I love Lisa Milan. Those are my faves. I'm not sure why they would take a blonde blue and stick her in the middle of the desert and make her the head person over in the UAE on LK Balan, but they could have left the black people in charge and made her like a transplant like she is. But yeah, I'm not with that. Ladies of London, I didn't watch it. I don't know. I'm not with making blue-eyed blonde anchors in freaking the middle of Africa. That's just didn't resonate. But um and the Talene girl, I felt like she ruined it the way she went against who brought her on, but I had called that too. So I don't know. I hope they can come back, but I just don't know. Quad and Heavenly are the only ones who take accountability and still ask to do more. Oh my God. Allie, you and I are watching the same exact show. I'm like, how do they end up the only ones who need to take accountability and the rest of the core five gets to sit in confessionals and say, oh, I'm not sorry. I meant it. Oh, yeah, that was a little half-ass apology I gave you. But then they demand blood. They wanted blood, sweat, tears, and an imprint of your soul for the contract for you to take accountability for you. But none of the other core five have to do it. And when I told you guys the other day, I don't even want to go there. But hey, things are obvious. Things are obvious. I feel like there's a pecking order. But I don't know how a whole oral surgeon ended up at the bottom of a totem pole, even below. Like Toya thinks she's over Dr. Heavenly, but Dr. Heavenly is a whole freaking doctor, and she still is not as respected, I feel like, as Toya for some reason in this group. And I don't know if it's because she used to be fat. I don't know if it's because she's so honest. I don't know. I don't know, because the other ones are a form of honest too. Simone tells her version of a truth, or at least yells it in anybody's ear who will listen. And Toya has her day drinking freaking ways too. Now, we do have Dr. Jackie, who's usually on Beyonce's mute challenge, but when she does open her mouth, um, it's important. It's important. So, but, and she did take accountability and apologize, but the people called it a half-ass apology, you know? So let's see what else. Loose lips sink ships. That's Phaedra Parks for you, right? My sister likes Steve from Stranger Things. Which one is Steve? Is he the older brother? I don't know. The girl on Real Housewives of Atlanta needs to ask Phaedra about Mr. Chocolate. Yes, as soon as the Kelly, you're talking about Kelly. I like Kelly. Yep, she needs to ask her about Mr. Chocolate and why you leave the show lying. Oh, how did they let you back? Did you ever apologize for lying on Portia, or get her and Portia in the room and be like, now, Portia, how are you and her still friends? Didn't she have to leave? Because I would love it, because she's never addressed the lies. She's never addressed the lies. And even Dr. Heavenly told us that when she came on Married to Medicine first season, they wanted to ask her about it, but she had a list of things not to talk about, and that was one of them. Like, she refused to be asked about her time on RHO Titanic. She wasn't answering none of those questions. So how do you get to curate what you're going to deliver to us and then pretend like they're not delivering real? So that's what I'm saying. How did Bravo let this op snake come to the best show to divide and conquer. It's just like in Malcolm X, they used another black man to like go in there and infiltrate. It's just such a CIA op move. And to use the known liar. I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked. Creole, thanks for coming through. Grand Rising. PhaePhae is the real mean girl. Thank you. Lies, deceit, trying to get people fired, saying that the lady was gonna grape somebody and drug them, lying on Carlos King, trying to get Quad fired, implying that these ladies plotted on her when she knew everything that was happening. Her plot backfired. I even showed you guys the video at the first part of the season. It was like by episode 5. I showed you the psychic who did cards on these ladies and said specifically that she was trying to cause harm to her. And so I was waiting for it to unfold, and how she did it was, so the psychic was right. And how she's trying to take Heavenly down is by making Heavenly the orchestrator of what she was involved in. Her and Apollo plotted to get him on the thing. And now she's pretending like Heavenly's out of nowhere popped up Apollo on her and forced him on her for a sneak attack. But that's the lie. But you're trying to imply that she did that to you when you did that to you. You, bitch. There's a special place in hell for bitches like that. A special, special place. And then the whole time touting God and, oh, I love God and I love the Lord, and you're lying on bitches trying to get them fired, putting false narratives, fake narratives out on Black excellence. Always only talking about the Black shows. Why don't you have any words for Dances with the Stars? I know that fool stepped on your toe once or twice. Why don't you have any disparaging remarks for the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trips? Too many white girls on there for you, Farfraud? Huh? The only people Phaedra Parks talks shit to are Black girls. The only ones she tries to destroy are gainfully employed Black women who had her best interests at heart, who were a friend to her at one time or another. It's too much. Lies on lies on lies on lies. Yeah, we should see people that are having fun, not starting dumpster fires. Live Beats? No way! You guys, Live Beats is here? I mean, Live Bites? No freaking way. I love Live Bites. Let me turn this around. I love you. Oh my gosh. Live Bites, you guys. I'm not sure if they're a male or female, but this human, Live Bites, catches all the lives that I don't, you guys. That's why their name is Live Bites. They catch every live that I don't catch. You guys subscribe to Live Bites on Instagram or here in the YouTube streets, and you guys will catch every live that I don't have time for. Believe it. The archive is full over at Live Bites. Oh my gosh. I watch your stuff often. I really do. And I appreciate you coming over here. Make sure you smash my buttons, you. I appreciate you for coming through. Wow. That is such a pleasure. You guys, now, I think he has a channel, or her. They might have a channel in the YouTube streets. I usually see their stuff on like Instagram and TikTok, but they might have a channel in these YouTube streets. So check it, check it. Thanks for coming through. No way. That is so exciting. Right on. Allie from Miami says Apollo said he can't make any move without Phaedra knowing. Exactly. Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, so that was Riding Hood. Because I was like, am I making the Little Red Riding Hood, Robin Hood? Yeah. So Little Red Riding Hood. That's how she acts. She acts like shit. Oh, what are these mean wolves doing for? Why are they after me? Bitch, because you got brisket in your basket. That's why they're after you. Yes. One reality TV should see people having fun, not lies. Exactly. It's the lies for me. It's just like, and that's part of why I feel like everybody's mad at Heavenly is that she doesn't lie, but her truth cuts to the white meat. And people feel like that's sometimes worse than having smoke blown up your ass or whatever. But I don't like smoke in my ass. I prefer a truth that we can deal with, see clearly, make a solution around, and move forward in truth. Like that's where I am. It's just like I always say it, the devil is the author of lies and confusion. So for her to call anybody a demon, when the devil is the author of lies and confusion, and the only liar here is this. That's why she's a projection whore on top of it, because she's projecting her lying, demonic ways on the angels who accepted her in to the heavenly gates of Married to Medicine. I know I took it there. Phaedra tried to get dirt from Nene's sister. Yes, remember? A snake. That's why I put that snake there. Remember? Nene was estranged from her sister. And after Nene said that she didn't know Phaedra the way that Phaedra claimed to know Nene, she went on a campaign behind Nene's back to try to get information on Nene from her sister that she was estranged from. Remember that shit? And then did some smirks and sneers instead of take any accountability over the situation. Remember that? And then, of course, Nene was the villain for having feelings behind this bitch pulling a snake move and trying to find her estranged sister. For bullshit, mind you. It wasn't to like reconcile them and to make their relationship better. It was going to be to divide and conquer, the same way that she came over here to Married to Medicine was to divide and conquer Black women. She's an op. And she's a freaking op. And she be supporting Raphael Warnock, who I heard is an op also. Anyway, that's another story. Yes. So here, I'm going to play this clip. I have it ready to go, I think. Let's see. Let's look here. Bravo. See if it can't give it to us. Yeah, sneak peek. So I'm going to play this and we're going to make the words go hecka fast. Do the playback scene.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy Cohen, and welcome to the Married to Medicine Season 11 reunion. Tonight we are transported back to the exquisite Bridgerton-themed finale party with a group of doctors and wives who would...
Okay, let me do this. I have to get it someplace where I can stop and start it, because I can't show it to you. But we can listen. Oh, let me put it up here like this. Can I do it here? Put it over here. No, don't get big. No. I have one of those computers that decides to resize things for me. No, I don't want it there. Sometimes things aren't smart. Like I didn't need it to do that. Okay, and I did want to fast forward because I just want to get to what?
Hi, sweet tea.
Hey.
Any royal decrees of your own for the evening?
No, but I might go frolicking around the set, because I feel like I'm in a fairy tale.
Okay, good. I love it. It's a fairy tale having Dr. Contessa back in the group.
That is
Welcome
so sweet
back.
to say. I'm very happy to be here.
Did you watch the show when you were gone from it?
I did. It was a painful season to watch. I was glad to not be a part of it.
So, copyright use under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, fair use is made for commenting and research. So we're doing a copyright right now. We're not seeing those images, but we can hear them a little bit. So I'll be stopping it often and talking. Hopefully they don't hit me with anything. You know what happened the other day? I was like, ooh, is NBC mad at freaking Dr. Heavenly? Because the other day, Sweet and Sour went live, right? And she goes live after the show on Sunday. And so she went live on Sunday and she previewed the clip for this Sunday's reunion. And she played the whole clip and kind of talked but let it play mostly. And her thing was still up. But then on Dr. Heavenly's Patreon, she played the clip and commented, and they struck it. And she had to go edit out the freaking footage from the reunion because it had got copyright struck, you guys. And then I was like, well, how'd that happen to hers? And it was on a whole paywall. But I went back and I checked Sweet and Sour's, and her review of it was still up. So I was like, there better not be any trouble brewing. Because usually the people who are on the show can preview those clips with no problem. At least I think. I've seen people do that before. So I was really high-key shocked to see that they struck Dr. Heavenly's video. Yeah, on her Patreon. So that was something that happened. So here we're going to go to the never before seen. We're going to listen.
Never seen clips from this season to show you all. Here's a never before seen clip from Miss Phaedra Parks.
Oh, what are you learning from your time in the league? That they're trash. Oh, so I'm not gonna be able to say that I enjoy anything about this group because I feel like they're demonic minions of hell. They're those bitches, those mean, angry black women who are mean to other black women because they fat, they funny.
Have you spoken to her recently?
I did. I asked her to come. She said she wouldn't help this show for
Well, tonight we also have some never before seen clips from this season.
Yes, so we're going to see the never before seen clips.
Never before seen clip from Miss Phaedra Parks.
So we're going to listen to what Phaedra has to say. And I think that Contessa and Sweet and Sour knew about this just because they don't seem very shocked. And yeah, so that's also part of my feeling. Is that too slow?
that they're trash. Oh, so I'm not gonna be able to say that I enjoyed anything about this group because I feel like they're demonic.
So she said so far, the ladies said, what did you learn? And she said that they're trash. Black excellence is trash. So when they have as many degrees as you do, and they have as much money in their portfolios as you do, and they're as traveled as you are, and their kids are excellent, and their marriages are so tight, and they're established in the communities, and they literally save people's lives, not just bury them. They're trash. I feel like calling these ladies trash is not very godly. That's not very Christian of you, Phaedra. And this is where her projection whoring starts. Calling these ladies trash when their track record is trash free. Their track record compared to your trash record is track free. Okay? Let's let her keep lying. They're demonic minions of hell. She's been using that term throughout the season. See? Demonic minions of hell. She's been calling devil's bride, demon, devil, hell. She's been invoking a lot of dark magic on this show. And The power's in the tongue, you guys. And as a Christian woman, she knows that. So she's actually trying to prophesy dissent and on this show by continuing a fake narrative for 15 episodes this season. All the ladies were demons. Hell, Dr. Heavenly, they were mean. They were doing things to her when we didn't even really see her engage or act at all. Phaedra Parks is no prize, you guys. She's no more a prize than these ladies, but she thinks she is. And that's the narcissistic personality, the grandiose. How are you calling these ladies trash, bitch? Why are they the demons when nothing in their history, their pattern power is free of being demonic? Your pattern power is demonic. You try to get Black women fired. You try to take money off their bank accounts and out of their mouths. You affect their livelihoods on a regular basis. It's disgusting. But I'm in a Reddit thread. Let's finish listening to her lies. So she said they're trash and demonic minions from hell, and now she's gonna play victim. Now it's gonna be they don't like her. Okay, they don't like me. Yeah. Well, I wonder why, bitch.
Minions of hell. They're those bitches. Those mean, angry Black women who.
And now she's playing in the stereotypes. See, I called it. I did a whole video on when I called her an op and said she was sent to seek and destroy the best Black excellence show on Bravo. Right? So here another Black woman comes to call these Black women angry Black women. They're angry, fat Black women. Listen to all the stereotypes she's throwing out. They're angry, fat, demonic Black women. From a known snake liar bitch. She's calling them angry Black women, dog whistle. So we go from Black excellence doctors to now this smirk. This smirk. Mean to other Black women. But you tried to get her fired and you plotted on her. But they're mean to other Black women, bitch. You called Chanel Ayan and Caroline Brooks irrelevant after they invited you on the show. You called the ladies on Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Titanic. You lied on Portia, Candy, and Todd. You tried to get Quad fired recently in 2024. But they're mean to other Black women. Let's hear why she says, because what?
Are mean to other Black women because they fat, they funny looking. You know what I'm saying? They're just jealous.
So they're fat and funny looking. Is that acceptable to you guys? Are you seeing the op in her modus operandi? How dare she come over to another Black woman's house and say all this stuff? And she's the one that's jealous that they had as much as her and we're not bowing down to shit. And she's the one that's hateful, talking about there are all these stereotypes that you've been the only one with a pet snake in a bag full of lies, bitch. We're going to have to look up a word of the day. It's going to be projection horror. She's not bigger than them. In her mind, she's bigger than them. But I just went over. She has zero over them. They've been on TV for 10 years solid, 10, with no hiatus. She got benched after 6 years and had to get resuscitated to come back on. She's not, she's only bigger than them for some reason because people love liars. Look at who's in fucking office. People are obsessed with fucking liars. She's only bigger to them, to the liars of the world, and there's a lot, unfortunately. But in real life, IRL, she's not bigger than them. She don't have nothing more than them. They go see vice presidents. She sits with congressmen. Oh, she's bigger than them size-wise. Oh, she is thickums. She's very thickums. That's, even that is a projection, right? Calling them fat when Heavenly's below you as far as weight. Heavenly got snatched. Heavenly's thighs aren't as big as yours, darling. Heavenly's calves, her ankles don't look like they're strangled in her strappy sandals. Your ankles be looking like you're about to freaking cut off circulation to your lower extremities because your ankles are so puffy because your thighs are so big. And I'm not shaming her. I'm just saying, you brought it up. You brought it up. They're fat, funny looking, angry Black women who are hateful and tear other Black women down. That's all projection whore type behavior. We got to look that word up right now. Projection whore. Urban Dictionary can tell us. Someone who plans and creates and golf various projects. Oh, no, I want project. I want a projection whore. Did I say projection or project? Oh, projection whore. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do it in two things then, because we know what projection is. Projection, a presentation on the surface. What does it mean when someone's projecting? They are unconsciously attributing their own thoughts, feelings, or motivations to someone else, often in a way that is inaccurate or inappropriate. Projection meaning. So I've been using the word projection for Fraudra, that she's a projection whore, and I just threw in whore. I don't know if she's really a whore. I just mean that she's loose with the way that she's a projection. Because a whore is somebody who's loose with the way they drop it low and spread it wide, usually for money. But she's definitely projecting. Phaedra Parks is projecting because she's unconsciously attributing her own thoughts of being a snake ass lying bitch, her own feelings of being a snake ass lying bitch and being a mean girl and being fat and funny looking, and her own motivations of being mean to other Black women onto someone else in a way that's inaccurate because those are her qualities, not theirs. Okay? We can, for fun, look up whore. Whore. I usually refer to them as hooras. Hoores, because if you break down the word whore into two syllables, which you can if you feel like it. I'm from Oakland. We make up shizzles for nizzles. Okay. So I usually call a whore a hoores because WHO is the first half and res, R-E-S. Yeah, horse. So a hoores is a prostitute. Oh my goodness. Archaic offensive term refers to a female prostitute or a woman perceived as sexually promiscuous. It's important to note that the word is considered derogatory and should be avoided in modern language. The etymology has its root meaning in harlot. That was a great series. You guys should check it out. It's about how the penal colonies in America were started with the horrors of England. Yes. And they were sent over here in 1610, but slavery didn't start until 1619. So there were, uh, America was already chock full of freaking the lowest of the lows. And the death and the murderers, the horrors were all being sent over to America during the penal colonies of 1610. You guys know that, right? Mm-hmm. Still considered offensive. Other words is a harlot, sex worker, streetwalker. It can be figurative speech. Okay, so a whore can also be used in a figurative sense to describe someone who is willing to compromise their integrity or principles for personal gain. So that's how I'm using it in this whore sense. Because if you're a projection whore, you're willing to project your feelings and compromise your integrity for personal gain because you're really talking about yourself, not them. Okay? Okay. Let's come back over and see what this projection whore has to finish saying. Because not today, Satan. You're not going to come over and fuck with my favorite show. You're not coming over here and running amok, you little demon. You little demonic. You're not going to come over here and run amok and me not say shit. You're not. But that's probably why I have a Reddit thread. Let's keep listening to her lies.
Listen, hateful. I don't see a future with these ladies because they don't like me. And I like people who like me. And I don't try to participate in spaces that I'm not welcomed in. So I'm there.
So now you hear, so that's also part of the narcissistic personality disorder. When you don't get the reaction and the treatment that you want, then the other person, you get mad and you become enraged that you're not being perceived the way that you want to be perceived, right? So she's doing a lot of narcissistic things. No wonder her and G are friends. No wonder her and G are friends. Oh, I've been talking a lot. Let's see.
Try to participate in spaces that I'm not welcomed in. So I'm very happy to be leaving.
So you already hadn't tried to participate. That's another lie. How many lies can we figure out for this bitch? Did she participate? Let's start there. Does anybody in the chat feel like Phaedra Parks participated on Married to Medicine? Did she participate or did she exist and was there? Because I didn't see participation. I saw a lot of hating. And I saw a lot of things that were the opposite of participation. She knows how to deal in reality TV. We didn't get shit. So again, you're lying. You're leaving a liar. You're leaving a liar. Kick rocks, liar. Kick them. Kick those freaking rocks.
I'm ecstatic.
Oh, see, so that's what we're talking about. You see how her ankles, let's see. So yeah, so she's calling them fat. Who's fat and funny looking? Look how her ankles look like they're strangled right here. She has a small waist and she's cute in the face, but she's thick everywhere else. She's not the skinniest skinny mix Skinnerson. That was such trash. She's trash. She's trash. She's trash. That's some trash shit. She called them fat. Yeah. People like liars, mademoiselle. I am C. Brown. Thanks for coming through. Let's not forget that she allowed her husband's lie to carry her storyline for years, calling Kenya all kind of whores, right? So she's mean to other Black women, right? She's unacceptable. She's unacceptable. And I'm so glad her filth has gone off the show.
Damn, that's terrible. She gave you her ass to kiss, huh? That's terrible.
See, and then for Contessa just said that. Look at how Contessa's happy. You see that? Contessa's happy. Contessa and Sweet Tea are the only ones happy. Dr. Heavenly just said, that's terrible. And they all kind of look shocked right here. Let's see. So she said, that's terrible.
Damn, that's terrible. She gave you her ass to kiss, huh? That's terrible.
And then you see, she thinks it's funny. She's like, she gave you her ass to kiss. So she already knows from Fraudra that she's not included on this. She's not included in this. Her and Sweet Tea already know. And remember when they were in the sandbar after the vibe check, and then Phaedra's rat ass scurried off into the night on a private jet. You know, jets can get rats too. She scurried off onto the private jet. And I believe Contessa knew she was leaving because the very next day, Contessa was playing nice with the rest of the Core 5. She was playing nice with the doctor. She knew that Phaedra was leaving the show and she needed to start interacting with the other ladies because Phaedra wasn't going to be there anymore. And she also knew that Phaedra had left this Easter egg. And she also knows that she's not being addressed in that. She's talking about them. She knows that she's not the funny looking one. She's not the mean one. She's not the one that hates other Black girls. She's not, because she was in the alliance with the one who is. Do you guys think that when you enter a new group, you have personal responsibility to get to know them also? Or are they just supposed to fawn over you and treat you with kid gloves and tell all their secrets to you, but you don't tell any? And you never bring anything around from your life, but you're talking about our life. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm not sure what Phaedra really added. Let's see what else.
Terrible. I mean, that's really bad because we welcomed her last year and was so.
That's Toya talking. It's very slow. She welcomed them open arms last season, and it's very, very bad. It is.
Happy.
They were. I remember. Dr. Heavenly did her lives, and everybody treated Phaedra so respectfully, and they were kind of fanning out over Phaedra. The way that Sweet Tea fanned out over Quadra. Remember when Sweet and Sour first met Quad at her bridal shower, how she jumped up and gave Quad the biggest hug? Like she was all fangirl. Remember? And even Dr. Heavenly admitted that she was like, pretty much a fan of freaking Fraudra. Like she was like, oh, that's going to be great for the show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she was welcomed with open arms, and they did allow her to come into the group. And I do feel like she didn't get hazed the way the other ones got hazed.
Have her a part of the group, but I mean, that's deep. I think there was a word.
Yeah, and then Quad is like, she used the word trash.
Word they're called trash? Trash. Who is she referred to? I don't know. And none of us.
See, that's just not cool. The only one that seeks and destroy is this one right here. Can I get that like that so it's big?
Us have presented or done the trash that she used to do. Right. None of.
That's Simone talking. And when Simone said that none of us have done the trash that she has been known to do, she leaned over to Andy and touched Andy's arm. She's like, we're not the trash, Andy. You're dealing with the trash. You just brought trash to the Real Housewives of the Titanic. We're not known for trash, Andy. That bitch is trash.
But never done anything like that.
T, what do you think about Phaedra?
For Andy to even play that, and for the network to let that slide. I don't know. It's given that she gives great blowjobs.
Not coming.
I think Phaedra is just at a place.
Blah, 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 blah. I just think Phaedra's just at a place where she feels like that she might have another little crying baby, baba. Oh, the boobs don't look as good as when you were standing up. That doesn't look great sitting down. Oh, I hate it when the dresses don't translate sitting down.
Right now where, you know, she doesn't really have a friend within the group, of course.
So is that a self-imposed was she ostracized because of her own actions, or did they do something to her? When she tried to get Quad kicked off the show, it made the core five band together because they were like, if this bitch is going to try to get her kicked off the show, then what would she try to do to us? And that's why they banded together this season, because that's what the core five knows how to do, right? They're like, oh, we got to stick together. We got to snake amongst us. If she's trying to get one out, she can get all out. So for then her little minion friend who was in the alliance with her key in her back, getting her wound up all season, acting like you were going to have her back and left you high and dry, looking like a fool at the freaking reunion. Okay. I just think that she feels like she doesn't have a friend in the group. It's going to take her forever to say this because I have, you know,
she does talk to me and Contessa and Toya. I think that she just feels like
she does talk to me and Contessa and Toya. Oh, really? So Toya still rates. Interesting. So, oh, it's just the doctors. So it's the bona fide doctors and the lady you tried to get fired who don't rate. So I wonder, was Toya in on helping Quad get fired? Did Toya show you the way to HR when you went with the meeting with the rest of the ladies, with everybody but Dr. Heavenly, to try to get Quad kicked off the show so you could try to replace her because you hadn't secured a place on Real Housewives of Atlanta yet? Oh, I think I might be onto something.
She didn't fit in.
Well, Phaedra took issue with how you all came at her for the way that you were handling the Met Gala planning.
So Phaedra took issue with the way they handled her during the Met Gala after she dropped the ball and got called on the carpet about it, because that's what real bitches do, is they hold you accountable when there's other things happening that need to still occur, even though you are all smoke and mirrors. So she's lying, saying that the problem started when they asked her to do what she said she was gonna fucking do for the Met Gala. That's when their problem started. Was when they asked her to do what she said she would do at the Met Gala. What was the first thing she did was throw Jackie under the bus and say that Jackie was just holding the Met Gala to try to clear up her image from last year. As a lawyer, she knows she didn't need to bring that up, say that, or nothing. You're only supposed to ask and answer. You don't add any extra information unless you want a follow-up question that you don't need, that you didn't get to practice in the freaking moot court. So she's plotted Snaky McSnakerson with lies. No wonder you didn't have a friend in this group. They saw the snake skin that you shed on the Titanic and they had their guard up. Nobody likes snakes and rats.
Saying she doesn't need bitches like y'all acting like I'm not going to do what I say I'm going to do.
And it took all of that for her to do what she said she was going to do. What was she supposed to just get to the last minute to wait and then it was supposed to fall a fucking apart? Or was she supposed to perform in a time schedule and that didn't happen? So then Dr. Heavenly got called in to help and co-head. She didn't even get to take over because who wants to take over your pledge of $100,000, bitch? And then for the delulu crazy people in the world to say that she should pledge $100,000, but then she should pay for it is fucking crazy. Tell me who in America, would let one bitch promise $75,000 more than your budget, and then you're supposed to pay it because you had to bring in somebody else to help plan the stuff? That's crazy. You guys are fucking crazy. Oh, well, but the point is she paid it. The point is she paid it. I don't know why. But when did she? It matters when you paid some shit. If your rent's due on the 1st and you don't pay your rent on the 1st, if your mortgage is due on the 1st and you don't pay your mortgage on the 1st as agreed, then what's going to happen? There's repercussions. So for all the people, especially Black people, to act like you don't have to pay your bill on time as long as it gets paid is another reason why you need to come to my finance class and learn how to properly invest your money in a timely manner. But that's just ludicrous. That's some crazy making shit. I don't know any Black people that are just running around deciding to pay $75K that another bitch promised to pay. Oh, well, at least she paid it. But she paid it a month late. It matters. Because Dr. Jackie had to cover it. And that's why the check we finally saw her write when she was like, oh, I'm not hanging around you mean bitches anymore, was because you had to pay up, bitch. You had to pay up. And you had to pay back what she covered. That's why that check was made out to Code Pink. Because she had already paid it from her foundation. And then she got reimbursed from Fraudra. And Fraudra had to reimburse Code Pink because it was for Cure for Moms that was supposed to get the fucking check. Nobody's paying attention? Everybody else's check at the gala was for Cure for Moms, including the check that Dr. Jackie had to write to cover it was to for Cure for Moms Foundation. The reason the check that that the Fraudra Fakey Fakerson Mefrakra made out in her last appearance on Married to Medicine, the reason that check was made out to Code Pink was because she was paying back Dr. Jackie for covering her debt that she promised to pay. You guys are freaking crazy. I wish a bitch would try to make me pay $75,000 that she promised to pay and then start a smear campaign to get all the freaking dweebs of the world, the delulu bitches in the world, to co-sign on some bullshit that they know in their real life they not trying to pay no other bitch's $75 debt, more or less $75,000 debt. Name one bitch who's just gonna go out here and pay 75,000 fucking dollars for the next one because they have it. Name them. Name them. Name them. Name them. Name them. You can't. Because ain't no bitch in the world gonna pay 75 G's that another bitch promised to pay. I don't know what's up with Delulu. I don't know if the Schumann resonance, did the magnetic poles flip in people's minds that this bullshit is all of a sudden acceptable, that you guys are just ingesting lies like it's a nutritional content that you need in your daily life. Shit doesn't make any sense. I'm gobsmacked. at the amount of delulu in the world, at the amount of people in these YouTube streets arguing with me, pretending that they would have paid $75,000 that the next bitch promised. For one, show me your $75,000 and I'll show you a better place to put it. And for two, show me that you would do some stupid shit like that, or even put yourself in a position to be on the hook to cover another bitch's bet. I just don't get it. Let's not forget that she allowed her husband's lie to carry the storyline for a year. Let's not forget, it's just lies on lies with snakes and rats in a dumpster fire being recycled on Bravo. Bonita Howard, happy Saturday. Thanks for coming through. Designs and Decor, thanks for coming through. Mademoiselle, I think I said hi to you already. Thanks for coming through. What are you guys' thoughts? What do you think? Is it more snake and mean girl and tearing somebody down to try to get Quad fired again? So she was on the trip last year when Quad got excommunicated from the island, right? They John Wicked her ass. There was a hit out on Quad, right? They excommunicated her. Don't help her. You better not give that bitch a token. But then Dr. Heavenly gave her a token so she could come into the Russian ballet. Anybody who knows John Wick knows what I'm talking about. This is a side thing. So, but this one, she's still looking for her and trying to get her fired. So who's worse? This known liar. Can I get a 1 in the chat? If Fraudra, I lie and shed my skin like a snake, Parks is worse than Quad, Heavenly, Toya, Simone, and Jackie. Or put a 5 in the chat if you feel that these gaggle of goddesses are really mean bitches who are not Black excellence, who plotted Fraudra Parks' demise and treated her like a redheaded stepchild and put her under a kitchen sink for the last year while she was visiting their show. Put a 1 in the chat if Fraudra's full of lies. Put a 5 in the chat if the core 5 is full of lies. I have Q and DJ's channel already with the 1. Thank you, Q. I'm hoping you're feeling excellent. And I'm going to add my 1 verbally. So far, the ones are having it that Quad is not the liar, that it's freaking Fraudra. Oh, Bonita Howard's playing. Thanks for playing. Bonita Howard gave us a 1. Thank you. So we have 3 1s. Oh, I'm a C Brown. Right on. We got 4 1s. Oh my gosh. We got 4 1s, you guys. Thank you so much. So we don't have any 5s because this bitch is Delulu. Delulu. Projection whore. Okay. I think the core 5 tried their best to actually include her in a way that they hadn't before. And that she took their kindness for weakness and thought she was going to come run ruckshaw all over these ladies. And they were too keen for her wily ways. And none of them succumbed to her. None of them. And that's why the only people left that she's talking to are Contessa, Sweet and Sour, and Toya. Because Toya's a bit of an op too. Toya really has been coming for Quad and Heavenly. And even Jackie, I feel like she's had issues with Jackie before too. But for some reason, these two right here feel like and seem like the HBICs. But I'm not, ever since even Mariah left, we went over it the other day. How are these two bitches always running the, let's get Quad off. Let's make accountability for Heavenly. Let's do an intervention for Heavenly. How are these two always the ones? Right? And this one especially. Why is she so obsessed with Quad? Why do you want to be around Quad so bad? Why do you want Quad hanging around you? So you're married with kids. You don't have time to clean your house. You only have time to go clean your kid's house. You're doing charts. You're drinking with Cecil. You're tired. You're tired, but you want her to come be tired with you? What the fuck? You know how many Red Bulls you'd have to prop to hang out with Quad's jet set in life? She was at Yandy's birthday party the other day. Where were you, Simone? Oh, you were kissing her. She gave you her ass to kiss because you would have to leave the house to come to Yandy's birthday party. You would have to leave the house to go on the jet setting trip to Ghana, to Brazil. She was on the plane this morning to Brazil. She's not worried about these rumors about the Rolls Royces being whatever. But you're stuck in fucking Atlanta doing charts, cleaning your kid's condo, but you're worried that she's not hanging out with you? It's so weird. Thanks for participating, Allie from Miami. Yes, it's a 1. Some weird shit's happening. Weird. Why are you on Quad's ass, Overbite? We were over it. And then you pulled out your spatula, Dr. Pancakes, and you flipped again. Nope, we're not over it. Now, that's one cast shakeup I could stand. I think Simone needs a break because she doesn't add much anyway, but the dynamics in the group is that she's usually cantankerous, right? Like, so she's never really happy. So yeah, Simone can go. And I even say, but I don't need a whole cast shakeup. But if Simone's not going to stop being her kid's maid, then yeah, she can go. Kick rocks with your friend. Fraudra. Go to anger fucking management. How about that? You need anger management, bitch. I say that in a loving way. I mean, since everybody's a bitch now. You need anger management, Dr. Simone. And you need to tell your stylist next time to leave that arm on the other arm and know it doesn't look like fucking art. This looks like art. Quad's shoulder piece looked like art. That looks like you took the shoulder from that side and rolled it up and put it over there. Toya can go as well. Thank you, Q. I feel like they're the most cantankerous ones. And they've been the hardest on Quad and in the group for the longest. And I have no idea why they get the passes that they do. No, I actually, they can't go until they get the reckoning. I need them to go on an apology tour in season 12 and apologize for all the shit they've never apologized for, take full accountability for all the mean girl shit they've done, say sorry sincerely, repeatedly 218 times, the way they have Dr. Heavenly and Quad apologize in 18 languages 211 times, and then you guys can kick fucking rocks. Go on an apology tour, kiss everybody's ass, say you're sorry, get kicked off an island, have to beg your way back on. I need them to get treated the way that they've treated Quad and Dr. Heavenly. That's what I need. Turnabout is fair play. Everybody gets a turn on the pogo stick, okay? That's what I'm thinking. Then you can kick rocks. But so far, these two go unchecked ever since season 1. She was literally fighting by a pool. Did we even get a sorry about that interaction? She's never sorry and never has to be sorry. Okay? And this one just gets to keep on dragging around dead horses too. Dr. Heavenly's the only one that doesn't have a dead horse in her Birkin bag. Even Quad will dust off a dead horse for a good vibe check night and pull out all the dead horses that Dr. G left her with. Dr. Jackie, she's not pulling out no dead horses. It's just let's keep moving forward. But this one, saying you gave us your ass to kiss for years when you kicked it all year long, strong and steady, and even banded together with the other core 5 to help her not get fired after you attended the meeting, though, bitch. You attended the meeting, and I know you was in the meeting. You hate Quad. You hate Quad. You hate she's married and doesn't have to get on top of Eugene's ass every night. You hate it. But you guys want to be around her all the time. You want access to her. You were willing to go with her to HR to try to get her fired because you hate her that much. You hate her that much. But you don't hate her because Dr. Heavenly and you are friends. And if Dr. Heavenly loves her and you and Dr. Heavenly are really sestras because now the Wicked Witch is out of the threesome, you decided to be with Dr. Heavenly and go ahead and film with Quad. And that's why this one brought up that situation that happened to you last year in the confessional to create the false narrative or start a dumpster fire, create the false narrative, right? Because that's what she does, is she creates false narratives. That Jackie needed to somehow make amends for something she's already made amends for. She got called to the whole fucking White House on mortality rates for mothers, is how much she didn't need you and the med ball to make amends. The White House and Kamala Harris had already invited her to the White House to make amends, right? So the Met Gala was nothing. You saw the Met Gala had 300 people there. That wasn't going to make amends for the comments that people felt were disparaging about caring for Black people. 300-person Met Gala was going to make amends, really, bitch? Or going to the White House was going to make it. But you can keep on hoping and trying. That's what snakes do. Do you know why snakes have to shed their skin, Curvies? Because if they don't, they'll bust. Their other skin will become too tight and strangle them to death. So a snake has to shed its skin or die. Did you know that? I found that out. Lady Virgo, thanks for coming through. Bonita Howard says, right, she has not to do the reunion. They are going after Quad, talking about, yes, that Rolls Royce car. What do you think, LRGA Curves? Okay, so the Rolls Royce car, Michelle A.T. Alien Brown, shout out. You guys go smash her buttons. She did a special on this last night, but she also, a long time ago, had mentioned about King. Now, King is not a fraudster. He's not a fraudster. There is a lawsuit happening right now, though, where King basically is kind of like, he's a concierge service, right? So you want luxury stuff and he puts the luxury stuff together with you, right? So he's a concierge. He's like a liaison, a luxury liaison, if you will. And so what happened was a man leased a Rolls Royce. And everybody knows when you lease a car, or even if you make payments on a car, if you're doing any kind of ride share or any kind of like subleasing, it's not allowed within your contracts, or you have to make it explicit for the insurance reasons, because not everything is covered if the car isn't owned outright by you. So the way it was explained is that Quad's man King has this luxury car service. And basically he can do like Turo. You guys know what Turo is, right? So that's like if you have a Lamborghini, but you're not driving it every day, you can put your Lamborghini on Turo, where you can rent out your personal luxury vehicle or any vehicle. And a person can come rent it from you personally instead of go to like Enterprise, or instead of go to King's luxury concierge service. You as a human can rent out your cars on this Turo service. However, the thing with that is the person will get your address, they'll know where the car is kept. I mean, so it's a little tricky, right? So then there are people who buy a luxury car, and then if you rent it out, then you're making all the money back that you invested in that car. But if you leased it, you technically aren't allowed to then rent it to another person because you're already in a lease, so that would make it a sublease situation. So King has the concierge. A man wanted to let his luxury Rolls Royce Cullinan or whatever it was some kind of luxury Rolls Royce. It was worth $174,000 be rented. But he didn't want to do it personally, so he gave it to King to rent. And King allowed the car to be put on his luxury rental. Then another person comes and they were like, oh, we'll rent this car. So the person, let's say the rent of the car on the 7th of February, 2023. This happened all the way back in 2023, and we're in March 2025. So this has been brewing for some time. And in February 2023, the 7th of February, the car got rented through King to a renter as part of the concierge package. The low jack on the man's car got turned off on the 8th. The day after they took the car from King, somebody turns off the low jack. You know, that's the thing where they can find your car if it's missing. And then on the 10th of February, something happened that didn't get reported till the 20th of February, which was the person that rented the car on the 8th of February, on the 7th of February, had got drunk after they turned off the low jack. They got drunk on the 10th and woke up and decided to not report the car stolen until 10 days later. So on the 10th, they woke up and the car was gone, but they didn't report it to Atlanta police until the 20th of February, 10 days later, which also ended up being 13 days after they rented it from King. And they go to the police station instead of the King. And the renter allegedly went to the police station and was like, oh yeah, I rented this car that I left the keys in and I left the door open because I was drunk driving and passed out. And I woke up and the car was gone. And they went to the police station allegedly and told the police that same story. They were driving drunk, passed out with the keys in the open car, and it had been gone for 10 days and they don't know where the fuck the car is. That's what happened. So in the meantime, the man who originally rented the car is calling King. He's like, dude, where's my car? Where's the money for the car? Like, because it had been 13 days. And King is like, oh yeah, let me check on that. Come to find out, the car had got reported stolen by the renter, who hadn't gone back and communicated that to King. Well, now the leasing company for the man who leased the car originally from a luxury leasing place is like, dude, where's our car? Or at least where's the payment for the car? And he's like, oh, as it turned out, I let it be loaned. I rented it through this concierge service. And they're like, you did what? You didn't read paragraph 15, page 6 of your lease contract, which explicitly says that in no uncertain terms are you to sublease this car for any reason. You cannot sublease this car for any reason. Is it supposed to be used in the manner that you're saying that it's used for? So what did the luxury rental place do? They sued the guy that leased it. Let me get this small. That's a big ass thumb. They sued the guy that leased it. They sued the King because he leased it to King. He took it to King. They sued King's place. And then they're even suing the guy who rented it And they want $174,000 from each person. 174,000, 174,000, 174,000, 174,000. They want all the parties to be sued for the same amount, not like break it up amongst the four. It was, they want all the people to cover the entire amount. So that's what's in court right now. Oh, and part of the other speculation is that the alleged car that's missing is somehow now the car that he gave Quad, which I call bullshit, but people are trying to make that the car that he gave her is the car that the keys were left in within a drunken stupor by the renter. It doesn't make sense. I don't think he would move like that. That's not a good look. I mean, unless he wanted to roll on stupid criminals, I don't think he would ever take a car from his own inventory and re-gift it on TV to a woman. But then again, we've seen some people do some crazy, stupid shit on these reality shows. I mean, Teresa Giudice literally paid cash $100,000 and then wonder why the feds weren't investigating her ass, and blames it on this day to her sister-in-law. Takes zero accountability for flashing $120,000 cash with no job on TV. Talking about, I would never live in another house that's lived in. That's so gross. Remember she said that shit? And then she ended up getting wire fraud charges because she was signing other bitches' names. Her name is Teresa Giudice, aka not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And she didn't sign either of those names. She was signing Monica Guodum or something. That's not your name, bitch. That's why she had to go to jail. Anyway, so I could see somebody, I don't know, maybe he's getting caught up. I hope he's not an opportunist. And the other part of the story is that King may have started off Quad's driver, you guys. Suddy Sutton kissed her driver before, and Beverly Hills. So shout out to the drivers driving it home. Ha ha ha. But allegedly, King and Quad may have met while he was in some type of transport capacity for her, and they ended up kindling a beautiful relationship. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. But I hope it's not true. And I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. Oh look, Minnie McKnight, right on. I like that name. What's up with Quad's man King being sued? I just told you the story. I just mentioned Michelle Brown. Toya needs to stop renting and buy a new house. Okay, so Toya and Eugene did move into their new house. They had a new house built, and I thought I showed. There's a clip here on my YouTube channel of there's a clip here on my YouTube channel, I do believe, of the night that they moved into their new house and her son was going in his new room, and they did just a little snippet of them in the new house that I believe they had built. And I don't think it's rented this time. I think it's her new dream house, but we'll find out. Maybe they'll tell us at the reunion. She better not be in a missing Rolls Royce. But now part of the suit also is the luxury rental place wants to see the VIN numbers. And I'm not sure the VIN numbers on what, but they want to see the VIN numbers to make sure that it's not the car. And if I was Quad, I would just let him look at the VIN number and prove my man is my man. And he's a good man, Savannah. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm happy that you and my other friend are breaking it down to us because everyone else is trying to make them look bad. And I don't like it. I love you too. Thanks, Bonita. I mean, I know this is just a show. And like I said, I'm fine. My blood pressure's fine. But I just don't deal in these lies and this fake news about these women being trash, mean demons is just so crazy when it's coming from the trashiest, demonacy bitch. The dumpster fire, Phaedra Parks. Divide and conquer, Phaedra Parks. For her to do that to these ladies is that's just nasty work. It's just, I'm telling you guys, I'm gobsmacked at what would make her, because she has a chance to be Black excellence too. What would make her take this route, except for that's who she is in her core Black heart, is a liar, is a snake, is a dumpster fire. And she pretends to be a good Christian Southern belle, but it's all an act because she's a demon shapeshifter who's constantly projecting her malfeasance onto them. Constantly projecting. Let me play this other clip. The other clip that's going around, let me see if I can find it, is the clip of when she fucked around and lied on Shamia. Let's see. Oh yeah, you guys, did you hear this? Real quick, sidebar. Did you guys see the discovery that was made under the pyramids?
And believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain. You feel it. You felt it your entire life. There's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind. Driving you mad. You take the blue pill.
So this was recently discovered. They used Doppler radar, and these are the pyramids in Egypt. And the biggest one, the one in the middle here, it was found through Doppler imagery that there are these 8, I believe, pylons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe there's 8 spiral energy coils, and then king's tombs underneath the pyramid. Now, we have pretty much figured that it might have already been to some king's tombs down below, right? But this right here, these energy coils and in the spiral and the depth that they go into the earth, it's crazy to imagine that, for one, that there's this water under there so close. But who dug this down there? Who did that? Was it the Egyptians? Was it the who would have done that? And where did they get the technology to make metal energy centers underneath these pyramids? Anyway, I just think that's really interesting that just got discovered. However, they're not telling us on like mainstream news. So here's what happened in Giza, the pyramids of Giza. Researchers from the University of Pisa, the University of Strathclyde, synthetic radars to detect hidden structures inside the Great Pyramid of Giza that were invisible to traditional methods. Their findings revealed 5 identical structures connected by geometric pathways. And if you know anything, then you know that geometrics, they used to use that to, like, if the well was built in a certain geometric pattern, then the water in the well never went bad. Yeah, so that's just really deep. So their findings revealed 5 identical structures connected by geometric pathways near the base of the Khafar pyramid, with 8 vertical wells spiraling 648 meters down the 2 massive cube-shaped structures, each about 80 meters wide. So 648 meters. How far is that? 648 meters to miles. So 648 meters equals 0.4 miles. Okay. It goes 0.4 miles into the earth. That's pretty far, you guys. That's no short distance with this type of structure. That's no short distance. So this is a half a mile under the earth. That's deep. We only bury bodies 6 feet under the earth. This is a half a mile under the earth. Okay. Let's go back to what they found. Some researchers believe that the pyramids have served as more than just tombs, harnessing the earth's natural energy or functioning as an ancient power generator. Isn't that deep? And I just read an article the other day also that said that the Eiffel Tower was actually a Tesla coil, and it was meant to power that territory also. And it's some of the same type of geometric frequency type energy that they use to harness. Anyway, I just thought that was really interesting and wanted to share that with you because it's not on CBS or ABC. Now, here we are. Where'd I put it? Who did I send that to? Did I send it to Emmanuel? Where's Emmanuel? I think I'll just have to go here and type in Emmanuel. Where'd he go? Eman. Did I send it to you, Emmanuel? I be sending people stuff. Where's my messages? Did I send it to you? Damn, I had just had the clip about, it's floating everywhere. I wonder if it's on the Shade Room thing. Let me see. Go back here. Thanks for hanging in here with me, you guys. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified when I upload videos and all that good stuff over here. Now, let's see. I want to search for the Shade. Where'd it go? See if they have it. Because sometimes they post stuff. Let's see. Because the clip that's been circulating is the clip of Phaedra Fraudra Parks doing her snake shit. Okay? Because remember when Fraudra Parks. Did you guys hear Drew Sidora's new CD? She dropped her album yesterday. The song, she has a song out called Delulu. It's pretty good. And did you see Ralph went live? Let's look at that real quick. Ralph went live. He has a podcast. Ralph has a podcast called Ralph in the Basement, you guys. And Drew had said, "Where's Ralph?" In the basement. The judge put him there. So I don't know if these two are playing in our face and she's actually giving him some shine or an idea to have a podcast now that's called Ralph's in the Basement. You see what I'm saying? Like, are they playing together so that he can have some money so she doesn't have to pay him all the money he's about to try to federline her for?
And I was like, listen, look, based on everything that's going on, I think we should go our separate ways. Yo, look, if they come down, everybody got free reign because she's not allowed to be down here. So if she comes down these steps, I'm going to the courts. You know what I'm saying? Y'all putting it right in the app. Hey, Drew violated the order. Look, it's not a game out here. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. Standing on business. He's standing on business here. Let me drink to that.
So Ralph is standing on business in the basement, you guys. So it's the clip. Let's just ask this. Phaedra tells Shamia story. I don't know how to say it to get it to come up. Oh, here it is. So this is the story that's been going around.
When the candy subject came up, some new information came about that was said this kind of.
So this is the kind of girl who does this stuff. She was on this show in season 9, episode 8. Is Candy Burrs hooking up with Shamia Morton on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Remember that? When they were all out at lunch, when it was the fraud, the liar, and the con.
She mentioned that she was tired.
And Sheen by she don't.
Tired of you being phony.
And oh, look, so she's been phony for some time, huh? Oh my God. Oh my God. So they were calling her fake way back then. I'm calling her Fakey McFakerson. Okay.
And Faker acting like you were sad that Apollo was going to jail because you already.
Yeah, you already have Mr. Chocolate. Let's talk about that.
Dating somebody and you had somebody that you wanted to marry. Really?
So that's when they were saying that she was dating Mr. Chocolate and was ready to move on and get married, and faking being concerned about Apollo, right?
It's interesting to me that Candy doesn't have more to take up her time, like being a mother.
So this is what Phaedra was looking like back then. Did Phaedra get boobs done or something? I don't know. Does she seem more busty these days? I don't know. But or is she just way smaller here? So this is when she first started digging on Candy. Okay. She went from her best friend to her not friend. So the same shit that she's doing on Married to Medicine is an established pattern because 8 years ago, she was doing the same shit on the Titanic. Okay.
And to talk about what she and I discussed. But the grave you dig for me, you better dig a double one because you'll fall in it first.
You fall in it first. So
I don't know why Candy is so angry at me.
I don't know why Candy is so angry. I bet she does. I bet Phaedra knows why Candy is so angry at her.
If we're friends, I'm not going to try to hurt you.
So she just said it herself. She said for Married to Medicine that the ladies didn't like her and she's only going to go where she's celebrated. But my stance is she didn't like the ladies and was never a friend to the ladies because she's always tried to hurt them, whether by tearing down their show or by tearing down them personally. And now I know she knows better because she was saying the same thing 8 years ago. Real friends don't try to hurt you. So she knows how to be a real friend, but she can't be a real friend.
Now I feel like you're just being malicious. You've sicked your homemade thugs that you call them.
So she does know there are malicious intent. And so I feel like she was being malicious when she brought up Dr. Jackie's kerfuffle from last year in a disparaging way. That was, yeah. And then she has these bots out running a narrative that everybody's mean. And then she even gets the other ladies of Atlanta, Titanic, to start calling the ladies of Married to Medicine mean. And they never even met these ladies. But everybody's calling them mean all of a sudden because this one has her bots and her minions out doing her dirty work that she knows what they.
You got so mean. It just continues. Like, what I hate happened is that after their conversation.
Oh, really? Frack hates that Shamia has the center porch, the center peach. That's what she hates.
It left that space. Those details left that space and came to you, Sheree, Kenya, and Cynthia. Her husband back in the day. Well, yeah, they are. Yeah. You what?
Okay, so I didn't want the words to come on right then, but I did want to show that clip that the only person with an established pattern of being a lie, a snake, a dumpster fire, divide and conquer, projection horror is this one. She did it on the Real Housewives of the Titanic. She spent seasons tearing down women over there. She lied. What did she do with Kenya? She called Kenya a whore for years. Yep, sure did. While she was dating Mr. Chocolate, remember? But Kenya was a whore. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I've been on here ranting and raving. This is the best show on Bravo. I have no idea why Andy Cohen, the execs, Pop, Truly, whoever, Bravo, whatever, would allow her to come here and leave with the narrative that these women are trash, that these women are mean girls, or any type of stereotype or any type of harmful stereotype about Black women. They're letting this Black woman do Black on Black crime by saying harmful stereotypes about these excellent Black women, while she takes her ass over to the Real Housewives of the Titanic, where all they do is twerk and lie. She's going right home, being her recycled ass. Let's see. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I myself don't believe that each person are going to have to give them the money. I hope so. Everyone's trying to make Quad and King look bad. And I actually feel like that's part of her again. This minion, this bitch right here, she's so mad and jealous. She's so mad. And I believe allegedly that this bitch right here is behind the further attacks on Quad and all the attacks on Married to Medicine. And I'm so pleased that my girl, Dr. Heavenly, shout out to Dr. Heavenly. You guys better have your bell rung. She's going to tell us a lot on Monday in after the first reunion. She's going to tell us a lot. Have your bell rung over there. I finally got my wrench over there, so I'm an official mod for Dr. Heavenly. You guys come through. We're going to have a great time on Mondays at 3:30 over on Dr. Heavenly's channel. But she's going to tell us because she started that mean narrative, and Britt Edie is like, oh, they're so mean over there, remember? Okay, aren't you supposed to have a dick in your mouth or something, Britt? Shut up. Anyway, and they were trying to cause them versus us. So they were trying to put the doctors against bitches that only want a Birkin bag. Please. And the one that wanted to be the main bitch on the Real Housewives of Titanic, Portia, doesn't even know how many days are in a year. All these ladies right here know how many days are in a year. But I was so pleased with Dr. Heavenly that she made a video and made a point to say that there's enough for all of us, that the ladies don't have to not get along, that she loves all the ladies. And she apologized for the Toya and Simone trying to stir the pot with the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies, and was like, no, we're all excellent. And I love Dr. Heavenly for that. Love, love, love her. Anyway, you guys, very true, right? There's enough to go around. I must say, Andy Cohen had pleasure in showing those women's Phaedra video. Their jaws dropped. I agree, Minnie. That's what I'm talking about. She was an op because he should have more than gleeful. He was very gleeful at that. He was showing these excellent black women that another black woman was calling them basically trash on his platform. He let her disparage the platform so that she could in turn disparage a group of black excellent ladies. It's a plot on black women, man. And they're letting this fucking op do the work of white supremacists. I said it. I said it. She's an op sent to seek and destroy excellence, to paint them as harmful stereotypes. Because that's one thing this show has never been, is a harmful stereotype. Unlike what we get on the Titanic, a lot of harmful stereotypes flying around over in the Housewives franchises, a lot of harmful stereotypes for black women. But we did not get that in the Black Excellence show of Married to Medicine, which is why it was so excellent. We didn't get any harmful stereotypes about our character until this bitch came. And I do not appreciate it. Therefore, you and your fake news, lies, and all that other shit can go. You're dismissed, Phaedra Parks. You are dismissed. Something's really fishy about that Rolls Royce story. Then King ends up with the Rolls Royce before the engagement ring. People are trying to make it something. I'm not trying to make it nothing. I'm not trying to make it nothing. I'm going to let it be what it is. The only people that are trying to make it anything are people that want it to be something other than what they see. And the people that want it other than something what they see is mad that Quad got a good man. They mad. They mad. They need Quad to be in a failed relationship under Dr. G. That's what they want. They don't want no black women getting out alive. They mad at Melody Holt, Cherie Rogers. They're mad. They're mad that Quad left. All these black women all around the world are so mad when black women take their fucking power back and put themselves in a better situation. At least that's what I think. Don't forget, everything I said is for allegedly, and all that stuff. And for entertainment purposes, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button on your way in or out. Thanks for coming through. And remember, there's enough to go around, Curvies. So go get some, and I'll see you in the next video.